2023 was BC's most destructive wildfire season.
It was pretty rough. There was a lot of smoke for sure.
It was horrible. We had it last year. I have a logger truck there, so if I'm out there, I see it. So I know how bad it is.
While the season may be over, some of the fires are still burning.
Due to the lack of moisture we've received this winter, a lot of these fires are still sitting in the root systems below the surface.
They're called holdover fires, or sometimes zombie fires, quietly burning out of sight.
And if it's very dry and the fire burns into that fuel complex, that part of the fuel bed, it can get established down there. And even with some snow on top or a little bit of rain, it's sheltered, it's insulated, and as long as there's enough oxygen, it'll continue to burn.
He says it can last for days, weeks, even months. Across the Prince George Fire Centre, holdover fires continue to burn, and some are coming out of hiding, producing plumes of smoke.
You get something basically exposes that layer to the air, and of course, once it gets more oxygen, fire behavior will likely increase a little bit too. So, and if it's part of, if it's on the edge of a large unburned patch, then once it gets to the surface, if the surface fuels are dry, then you'll get a larger fire coming out of it.
Bergen estimates there are likely at least 1,000 holdover hotspots in the Prince George Fire Centre. 90% of them pose no risk, he says, because they're in areas where the wildfire has already burned up the available fuel. It's the holdover fires at the edge that he's keeping a sharp eye on.
So that's our concern this spring, is that any of these locations that we see that are on the perimeter of these fires, at risk of, starting or causing new areas of the fire to grow, we'll be going and taking action on those.
It's been a dry winter that followed a dry summer and a dry spring. Snow levels are 39% below normal province-wide. Officials warning of dramatic drought conditions. The Wildfire Service says it's going to take rain and lots of it to douse the holdover fires. Back in Prince George, some are already worried about another intense fire season.
With this weather we're getting, I'm feeling it's going to be pretty bad, like fires basically everywhere.
The Wildfire Service says fire crews officially begin onboarding for the new season at the end of the month. Joel Ballard, CBC News, Vancouver.